Buongiorno. I am currently in Venice. I just got here today. I explored a little bit earlier and just having a lot of thoughts. It's thundering outside and I'm listening to the sound of the water right outside my window. This is the first time that I have ever traveled alone and I'm loving it. I feel so free and my anxiety just feels very minimal. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be like very scared alone. Cause you know, just walking the streets as a woman is very scary, especially in a foreign country. But I don't know, I just feel really free here. And I'm just having some thoughts. Something that I have been pondering a little bit. And when I say a little bit and I say pondering, I mean it's something that I'm thinking about pretty much every single time I'm awake. So before I left for Italy, you know, I was thinking about my spirituality and I was thinking about all the different realms that I'm about to go down because I'm about to be in Italy and this is literally part of my ancestry. Like this is where I'm from and it's a place that I've wanted to come to my entire fucking life. And I knew that I'd be alone for 3 days by myself like I am right now. And I just knew that there was a lot coming that was different. And that was exactly what I've always yearned for. And immediately my intuition was like, okay, what am I suppressing? Like what parts of me am I still suppressing right now? Because I didn't even realize that like I was suppressing any part of me. And then I realized that the part of me that I'm suppressing is my spiritual side. And that is the part of me that I identify with the most behind closed doors. Like my entire life is centered around my spirituality. I'm making meaning of things left and right. I'm never like leaving the house without having a spiritual thought, you know? That just comes with like actually being grateful to be alive. I feel like everyone finds their spirituality when you go through a really dark path. And, you know, now I'm actually like grateful and happy to be alive. So like my whole life is centered around gratitude. And I feel like you can't like just be grateful for something without trusting in something bigger than you. Whether you believe, okay. Weird ass fucking bird. Like what was that? What was that? Anyways, sometimes I feel like my life, especially here lately, I feel like my life is fucking animated in front of me. Like what? I literally, yesterday I was in Florence, now I'm in Venice, and last night I got last minute tickets to Green Day in Florence. Like, I don't know what my life is right now. It's actually kind of insane to me. It takes so long for things to like hit me. Like I'm in Italy right now and I'm still walking the streets being like, you're in fucking Italy. You're in fucking Italy. Like reminding myself that I'm here because it feels like a fucking dream. I don't know. Getting so off topic, but you know, that's just who I am. And I'm not gonna apologize for that. So going back to what I was saying, my spiritual side, it's not even a side. Like I don't have a spiritual side. It's who I am. So this whole time I've been like actually suppressing who I am. And the second that I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, like, am I about to evolve? Like, was that the download that I've been looking for these past few months? Like, genuinely, I was going through this time where I was just having the longest, most stretched out ego death that I've ever had in my life. Like, it was so taxing. I just felt like every single day was another ego death. But at the same time, I was never getting to the end of it. I don't know. But it was just kind of like, it was like I knew exactly who the fuck I was. But at the same time, there was one thing that I needed to remember in order to like get to the other side. And I kept trying to like rush it or just pull it out of me. And I couldn't. And I fucking couldn't. Until I sat with it. Like, duh. I think the world would be such a different place. I think we would know world peace if people just sat with themselves every day. Like, genuinely. I, like, fully believe that. I don't actually think people are evil. I think people are just fucking ignorant. Like, genuinely, I think evil people are just people who have just bathed in their ignorance for so long that they're so far from the truth, you know? So, honestly, I'm like, why would I ever suppress my spirituality? We are all spiritual beings experiencing what it's like to be human for the first time. I feel like the only people who have a problem with that are people who like genuinely have a tough time thinking deep about things. And like, those are not people I want to surround myself with. So why do I fucking care? Why do I fucking care? I don't. I really don't. Not anymore, at least. Like, why would I want to live a surface level life? Why would I want to have surface level relationships? Like, I don't. I fucking don't. I've always been a dreamer, and I've always believed that I've had something special in me. And that's something that I want to talk about next, because, you know, I went to the beach the other day here in Italy, and every time I go to the beach, I just feel like a kid again. Like, there's just nothing like the beach. There really isn't. I was just swimming in the water, doing handstand competitions with myself, and literally knee fucking deep in the sand, digging for shells. Like, I'm a child when I go to the beach. I fucking love it. Like, I think my favorite version of myself is actually who I am when I'm at the beach. So maybe that just says something. Like, maybe I just need to play more, you know? While I'm at the beach, I'm like having these downloads of, girl, when you were little, like, you knew there was something special about you. Like, you literally thought that you were a witch and that you had superpowers when you were little. And people say that when you're younger, I think it's literally in the Bible, actually. It's said that, like, when you're younger, you are closer to spirit, to God, than you ever are in your entire life. Because you have that innocence within you. And, like, you don't fucking know anything yet. Like, God is your teacher. Nature's your teacher. Everything is teaching you things, you know? You didn't know how to ride a bike until you took off the fucking training wheels and started riding. You didn't know how to fucking read until you started reading shit, and then you started writing poetry and becoming a fucking poet by the age of 12. Like, you gotta remember who the fuck you are sometimes, you know? And sometimes I just make creating like so fucking difficult for no reason. Like, I'm not being asked to show up as anyone different. I'm being asked to show up exactly as I am. Right now, in this moment, there's fucking church bells in the background, which old me would be like, oh, it's running the video. No, it's fucking, they're beautiful. Like, hello, I'm in Italy. My hair is a fucking mess because I just walked outside in the rain. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've just reached this level of life where I'm like, whoa, nothing fucking matters. But everything matters at the same time, because everything gets you to where you need to go, you know? Like, fuck. Going back to what I was saying about the beach. Yeah, I don't know, like, when I was little, like, I knew there was something special about me. And this is not me being conceited in any way. Like, bitch, I'm saying this because you're special. Like, I'm sitting here right now and posting this so that you realize that it's always been in you too, you know? You have that knowing when you're little. Like, you don't question it. You don't doubt it. You just know there's something about you. And it doesn't make you feel any type of way other than, like, I'm that bitch. You know, that's why there's so many divas growing up. Like, I was a diva growing up. I would carry around a fuzzy cheetah print purse filled with nail polish and a collection of, like, fun erasers and shit, and like, I thought I was that fucking bitch. Looking back, was I? I mean, to me, yeah. You know what? Yeah. But like, girl, what the hell you wearing? But it's just like, we didn't question it. And I'm starting to realize now, like, you don't have to understand why. You don't. Like, you genuinely don't. I started this video kind of talking about how when you're a spiritual person, like, you're making meaning of things all the time. But, like, that is not what gives you peace of mind. Making meaning of things is what furthers your curiosity. It's what, you know, maybe brings you closer to spirit, brings you closer to yourself and understanding yourself deeper and discovering yourself deeper, which is vital and necessary, don't get me wrong. But also, you are allowed to rely on zero evidence except your own intuition. Like, bitch, you're a fucking alchemist. Like, you make shit happen in your life. You make it happen. I had this thought while I was on a water taxi on my way to Venice today, where I was looking, it was fucking beautiful. It was literally like picturesque, like movie scene. I was on the boat looking out to the beautiful blue water of Venice, and I had this download that was like, you don't have to keep telling yourself that you can do it. Like, you literally are doing it. That is your evidence. You don't have to keep saying, oh, I can do it, I can do it. That kind of puts it like so far away from you and out of reach. Bitch, you are currently alchemizing your dreams. You are currently doing that. Every single time you show up, you're doing that, you know? Every thought you have towards your dreams is you doing that. I feel like I'm stepping into something so fucking expansive right now, and it's weird because I feel like when you watch content creators that you're familiar with, you know, you listen to interviews of your favorite artists, the biggest creators in the world that I personally am a fan of, I've heard them all talk about their story as something that, you know, they never would have expected. Like, they just put it out there and all of a sudden they woke up the next day and they were massive. And like, you always hear about like overnight successes, but you don't realize that they were actually posting for fucking 8 years. And then it became it takes years to become an overnight success, you know? Because there's so much you have to learn before you receive all of that abundance. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I want you guys to know that, like, it's okay to act on this knowing. Like I just said, if the only evidence you have is the knowing inside of you, that is enough. If you're watching this and you had downloads when you were little of you being famous one day, like, you should probably tap into that energy a little bit and explore it, because you don't realize that there is so much out there for you. Like, I think we have this thing in our heads where, like, there's not enough room for us. There's already so many famous people. There's so many people creating content on social media. There's so many songwriters out there, poets out there, painters out there, and we think that like we don't have a shot. But like, your superpower is that no one else is you. So like, of course your art is going to be different and speak to people differently than other people's art, you know? You have the superpower of you being uniquely yourself. And like, you're someone that can reach so many people without realizing it. Tap into that. Like, there is so much room for you. The universe is not on a fucking budget. It's not on a budget. Like, there is so much money to be made. There's so many opportunities for you to have. And I feel like you're just putting yourself in a box, trying to fit a mold. Like, you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. And then like, you think the only good content is what everyone else is doing because you like their content. You know, it's like, oh, it's only good because I like other people's content that look like this, so I have to match that, or else it doesn't, you know, it's not good enough. No, actually, the only art that you create that you will actually like is the art that literally feels like yours. You know, going back to artists talking on interviews and stuff, if you've ever heard an artist talk about their favorite piece of work, it's always the piece of work that feels most like theirs. That every single time that they go on stage and they perform that song, it still feels like theirs, even when it's everyone else's now. you know? So going back to what I was saying about you don't have to know what it means yet. Like, you don't have to understand why. I think about how many times you have like seen a piece of art in a gallery or just on the side of the street or something, and it's just like spoken to you. Like it just hit something in you, but like you don't know why. Think of this knowing that you have right now as that. But like, that's not to say that down the line, that piece of art that you stumbled across in that random gallery that day, it's not to say that that doesn't have meaning years down the line, you know? Because maybe that piece of art had a person in it that really spoke to you, but you didn't know why. And then when years have passed, the person in that picture actually looked like your soulmate that you ended up with. You know what I mean? Like, things like that happen. And you know that. If you're listening to this and you've come this far into this video, you know that. You're tapped in, you know? It's less about believing, because I feel like when we believe things, we have to have evidence for it. It's not about believing. Your task right now is to surrender, not to believe, not to wish. It's to surrender, because when you surrender, what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to trusting that whatever is to come is meant for you and it's in your highest regard. And that kind of puts your ego on the back burner, because when your ego is running the show, what you're doing is you're telling whatever higher source you believe in that you know what's best for you. And that doesn't let the universe play with you. You're not letting the universe speak through you when you create. And that's how you create things that will reach other people, that will grow past your own comprehension. You know, when you are relying on your own expectations of life to fulfill you, you will always be unfulfilled. Life is not about setting expectations, it's about setting intentions. And when your intention is to know yourself deeper and to reach the people that you want to reach through your own self-discovery, that is what you will do. You know, like, you have to make it simple. You have to stop overcomplicating it. You literally just have to start doing the thing that you want to do and stop thinking about it. Just do it, you know? Everything in this life is energy. And if you listen this far, you probably have a very special energy about you that makes you who you are. And people will recognize that. And they might not know why. They might not know what it is about your energy that pulls you to them. But just like you don't have to know why you're going to be big one day, why you're going to have this huge expansive life, they don't have to know why they're attracted to your energy. They just are. They just are. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I can't wait for what's to come. I'm so excited to meet a new version of myself while I'm in Italy. This is really, really fun, and I still have 3 weeks here. So just feeling really grateful. Gonna go eat some dinner and go to sleep. See you next time. As always, come as you are and leave a little more healed.